It happens on Highway 44, the section of road that is riddled with abandoned cars. The street signs are spray painted over to say, "Don't pick him up." Other signs say, "Don't talk to him." It was a local warning to remind you that the silent hitchhiker walked this stretch of road. Not being from this part of the country, it was easy for us to dismiss the tall tales of the locals. The rain came down in a silver curtain covering my car when I saw him, standing on the shoulder of the empty two-lane highway, with his thumb out and holding his head low. I remembered the signs, but something made me stop. Michael opened the back door of the car, and he slid into the back seat, not saying a single word as water puddled beneath him. He smelt of rain and faintly of earth, but not damp earth, more like freshly dug dirt. Mike, my passenger, always had a way of starting a conversation, even in the most awkward of times. I bet he wished he hadn't started this one. The silence grew heavier, so Mike broke the ice and said, "Where you headed?" The hitchhiker's mouth stretched to an unnatural position. The water beaded off of his face. His eyes were just two pools of black venom, and his brittle skin as pale as the moonlight was peeled over him in an ungodly creation of bone and skin. I kept my eyes on the road with the occasional glance in the rearview mirror. His voice was dry and raspy. It reminded me of the Joker.
"You're coming with me now."
The whites of my knuckles began to show as I gripped the wheel harder. Mike jolted his head to ask the man what he meant. But at that exact second, Mike's jaw opened up, causing a loud popping sound while his jaw contorted to show an empty black void. He didn't have a tongue or teeth anymore. It was just a gaping hole of darkness. His eyes watered as his jaw broke, snapping it out and down away from his face. The evil hitchhiker began to let out a forced guttural laugh that changed pitches in between each breath, going from higher to lower.
"I said you're coming with me now."
The disgusting, smooth-skinned man grinned as I slammed on the brakes, coming to a halt. He leaned forward, resting his hands on Mike's head as his jaw opened like a snake's mouth before a meal and began to consume him, completely paralyzed from either my stupidity or fear. I will never know, but Mike is now gone. He went down the mouth of this person with extreme ease. I couldn't hold it back anymore, and my vomit rose to my throat and outspewed chunks of last night's meal. The chuckle of the demented man made my blood run cold, and then he said my name.
"You're not going to help your friend Josh."
I almost turned around but remembered the signs. Sitting in an onslaught of rain with only me and this thing. His voice got more maddening as he shouted,
"You were always a disappointment, and you know it."
with a grim laugh.
"You're pathetic."
I floored it, not knowing what would happen. Then, like magic, the rain subsided, and he was gone.